Hey everyone, and welcome back to the Allie and Austin show. I'm Allie, and that's Austin, and we're here today to watch another weird sci-fi thriller movie that I have in store for Austin. Today I'm going to show him a movie that I've seen years ago, and I still don't know what it's about or what it means, but it's generally described as like a cult classic film. It came out in the early 2000s, and it has a pretty well-known cast within the movie. Even though it's kind of like a low-budget movie, it still had some like pretty well-known actors. Like we have Jake Gyllenhaal, have Maggie Gyllenhaal, who they're playing siblings in the movie, and I think that was the whole purpose from the director, Richard Kelly, is that he wanted to bring on someone that like fit that sisterly role, and like who else than like his actual sister. Seth Rogen's in this.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, this is his first film, and you'd be surprised at what his first line is like ever in a film will be. It's very fitting for Seth Rogen. Drew Barrymore is in this, and she actually produced the movie. I read somewhere where the director, Richard Kelly, was on the set of Charlie's Angels and like asked her if she could produce the movie, and she was like she would, only if she could get a part in the movie. So she got a part, and he like thanks her for that. Like he said, like if she didn't produce it, then it would have been like a kind of like a straight to DVD type movie instead of like having like a theatrical release. Patrick Swayze is in this. Surprisingly, Ashley Tisdale, Maddie from Sweet Life of Zack and Cody. Yeah, she has a role in it. And I think when I had first saw it, I like saw her and I was like, wait, she's in this movie? And she just has a small role, but it's still Ashley Tisdale. So, yeah, it's weird. But
That's what I've heard about this. I was talking to my dad before we decided to do this, and he's just like, it's weird.
it is weird. Like, when I watched it the first time, I had to look up, like there's a website for like an explanation of like what the movie is about, and like I read through it and I still don't understand. It has
Is there like a right way to interpret it though?
I think there's different ways to, because it has a lot to do with like time travel and parallel universes and like just like weird connections between like alternative life and
It's like dimensions.
Yeah.
Like how it's the same person in a parallel dimension. Is it like that?
Kind of, or like a person experiencing stuff from different universes. And yeah. I don't even know how to really describe it. I have to watch this again to kind of see like what it's about.
Cool.
But basically from IMDb, it had actually a pretty good rating on IMDb. It's an 8 out of 10. Yeah, that's really good. But from the website, they say, after narrowly escaping a bizarre accident, a troubled teenager is plagued by visions of a man in a large rabbit suit who manipulates him to commit a series of crimes. So that's what the movie is kind of like based around. It does have to do with a lot of like mental health issues like schizophrenia and other just weird stuff. And I think Jake Gyllenhaal does a perfect performance in this. Like
he's incredible.
Yeah, he's one of my favorite actors. Like,
he's very good.
Like he's just not good looking. He's like a great actor, and like I feel like he likes to star in like films like this. That's kind of like on the creepier,
like
independent. Yeah, Nightcrawler was amazing. Probably one of my favorite movies. Like he
Prisoners
completely embodies that role. But I read somewhere where it said like there was other people who were like up for this role and they didn't get it, which I'm like, I think Jake Gyllenhaal did perfectly, so there's no point. But Vince Vaughn was supposed to star in it, but they were like, he's too old.
Not only, dude, yeah, I can't imagine that.
Yeah. Mark Wahlberg, but he said that he would only do it if he could have like a lisp. Like he wanted to play the role with like a lisp. Yeah, I don't. That's weird. And what's his name? Like Jason Schwartzman. I think he's from like.
Nick Swartzen?
No, it's Jason Schwartzman. I think he's from like American Pie. I think he's from those movies. But he had to drop out of it due to like scheduling conflicts. So they went with Jake Gyllenhaal, and it turned out pretty well. And then they even say like within the movie, you'll see that Jake Gyllenhaal doesn't blink a lot, and that was on purpose because he wanted to embody that like psychosis, like
Crazy eyes.
Schizophrenia.
It's usually like one or the other. It's a lot of blinking or none.
Right, yeah, exactly. So yeah, that's kind of really all to say about it.
Cool.
Let's just jump right into it and try to
do it.
figure out what's going on in this movie.
Cool shot. Usually there's not that much movement all at once. Like all of that has been one shot so far.
Mm-hmm. I think it took like maybe like a month to film all of this, which actually is like the same length of time within the movie is like about a month. So yeah,
So they shot the whole movie in a month?
I think so.
That doesn't seem like that long.
Friday the 13th was 28 days.
I could see that though. I could see that. That's not to say that it doesn't look good. Seems very dark. Like even the exposure and the camera, it's like everything looks dark, kind of like Batman vs Superman, you know?
Yeah.
I think I've seen that in the meme before. I'm pretty sure I've seen that.
What?
Him stick that in her face. There's a lot of blue and green in this. Not a lot of red. Kind of like Witcher, I think, if I remember correctly. No, Witcher's not a lot of green.
Yeah.
Where is Donnie? Interesting. So he's actually playing a kid in this?
Yeah, he's playing like a teenager.
Okay.
Voting for Dukakis.
Excuse me.
Donnie, you're such a...
Oh, so his name is actually Donnie.
Elizabeth.
I thought it was like the bunny
hostile
thing.
There.
No, it's
Maybe you
Frank.
should be the one in-
You want to tell Mom and Dad why you stopped taking your medication?
You're such a...
Oh.
Please.
Did you just call me a...
Elizabeth, that's enough.
I wonder if
You
she's.
can go suck a...
Please
I
tell
wonder
me
if she
how
actually
exactly
broke
does
character
one
and
suck a-
laughed.
You want me to tell you?
Please tell
We
me.
will not have this at the dinner table. Stop.
I bet she actually broke. I bet she did.
I bet that's kind of fun, like
Yeah, scenes like that.
doing with your actual sibling.
Time, and when the evidence was there, we indicted him.
George. Ooh.
I've been watching you.
You scared?
Oh.
I say that because I'm scared.
If he didn't have the like pitch shifted, altered like the other voice, it's like two pitches playing together. It wouldn't be as scary. It's like the Call of Duty Zombies voice. That's what they do. It's the exact same trick. Ooh, look at that.
28 days. 6 hours. 42 minutes. 12 seconds.
Until what?
That is when the world will end.
Why?
That's the sister? Whoa. Whoa. His last name is actually
What the
Darko?
heck's going on here?
Mm-hmm.
Who is it, Don? It's Donnie Darko's kid. I'm sorry about this, Jimmy. It's just
Patrick.
a kid.
Guess he
Swizzy.
was sleep golfing.
Oh yeah.
They said he actually
Watch out for that drool
used
spot.
his own clothes from the 80s.
This is my house.
Okay, so this will be quick. So that's what I was gonna wonder if it's gonna be stuff only he's seeing, but this is like in the realm of everyone else too.
Mm-hmm.
So that's interesting. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
So whatever he's dealing with,
Like,
in
he's the
just
only
in
one
his
that could-
head, it's there. It's something real.
Like, he's
At
the only
least-
one that can see the bunny.
Yeah. But the effects of it, everyone else is seeing.
Yes.
Okay. Interesting. So it's actually something real.
Yeah. Spirit, I don't know.
Oh, this is the airplane.
Yeah.
I remember seeing something about this. Oh, it went in his room.
Mm-hmm. Could have killed him. So far, I like how this is like supposed to be in like the 80s, but it's not like overly 80s, you know? Like stereotypical 80s. Like, it gives it a more realistic of like, you know, that time was just like normal instead of like bright colors and
Over the top.
spandex and
So is he back at his house?
oh yeah, I think so.
My God, is
He did that.
Stop.
He did?
Yeah.
Yes, it will. But right now, I got 12 classrooms full of water. All coming from a busted water main.
Has anyone ever told you that you're sexy?
I like your boobs.
That was his first line ever in a movie.
I think I've seen it.
Oh, you've seen this whole movie.
I've seen clips of this.
You might as well have just watched it.
I'm not at all surprised. That's his first line.
Yeah, it's
like
so
the most
fitting.
Seth Rogen thing ever. Yeah, that's creepy.
And when I clap my hands twice, you will wake up. Do you understand?
Is this his therapist?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Oh, they're making them everyone right. They made me do it to see who wrote it.
It's kind of like what they were doing with the Zodiac Killer. Which he's in Zodiac also.
Hmm.
Wow.
So like your spirit
That's what I was thinking too.
guide or
Hi, my stepsister.
Look.
Like, I sometimes worry that she eats too much. Shut up, Kim.
Oh, sweetheart, please. How can I decide what I want to
Oh, look.
girl?
Oh, that's a hard
Spencer.
2 for Evil Dead, please.
$2. I wish. That was like $20. Have you seen The Grateful Dead? Oh.
Oh my! What a way to make this creep part super funny.
What's wrong with my brain? Night of the Living Dead. Hey, you're laughing at something that could be really serious medical condition.
Nah, I don't think so.
I think so. But you know what I mean.
Yeah. It's so funny though. All right, continue. No, I have not seen The Grateful Dead.
If you ever left a movie theater with me in
Oh,
there,
I'd never do that.
sleeping, I'd fight you.
You should.
The Evil Dead. I said The Night of the Living Dead.
I think I have this figured out.
The movie?
Like what all this is. Well, of course they're not like explaining it, but I have at least a theory of what is going on.
You want to
No.
explain it? Why not?
Because I want to wait to see how it unfolds. And I don't want to waste too much time.
Okay. But then I want to hear your thoughts now. Because they might change.
Okay, that's fair. I just think I think he really is being, like, he obviously has actual mental issues, but I think he's actually seeing, like, that dude who is in, like, another dimension or something. Like, maybe his mental illness is revealing something to him that is there that other people can't see. And obviously something, like, it's rooted in the real world, like that plane thing falling.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's real stuff. And, like, I know there's a lot of people who are, like, crazy. Like, I know a guy they interviewed a guy who went to a psych ward. And he said that he, like, went to sleep and had all these weird dreams about all these theories and equations that explained, like, the distances between the stars, all this crazy nonsense. And he woke up and was, like, trying to think about how to explain it to someone or draw it. And he looked over and his roommate or his, like, bunkmate was drawing it on the board. So, like, maybe this is playing off the fact that they're seeing real things, or they're getting information from these beings from other worlds. And it's in all kind of cultures. There's like beings like demons or whatever that are like giving information and knowledge to humans at like a price, and they're being like very deceptive about it, and they're getting them to do like their bidding basically. Mm-hmm. So that's what I'm thinking, is that he actually has problems, but his problems are like letting him see this dude, and the rabbit dude knows it, and he's like taking advantage of him, being manipulative and just doing crazy stuff basically. So that's kind of what I think. That's the guy's house, right? Mm-hmm. That's not the same place that they're at right now?
No, it's
the guy's
Patrick
house.
Swayze's.
Oh, he's not even there.
Yeah, he's not at home.
And now the moment we've all been waiting for is here.
Is that him? He's got his own poster in his own house? Wow.
You wouldn't get a self-portrait?
No.
I wonder what the relevancy of her.
She's everywhere.
Yeah.
I feel like there's something important about her.
Yeah. The heck?
It's a fat guy again.
In the same outfit.
Hey, have you guys seen Frank? No, I think they said they were going on a beer run.
What?
Have you seen Frank?
If you're there, please pick up.
Who's Frank to her?
I have to find out.
Who are those guys?
His friends.
Oh.
What the f did you just say? Our savior.
They hit the guy?
Hit the girl.
Hit his girlfriend?
Mm-hmm.
Was that her dad?
What?
Is that her dad or something? What's going on, dude?
Frank. Wake up. What you do? Wake up. Wake up. Wake up.
Was Frank driving the car?
Mm-hmm.
What did you do, man? You killed her, Frank. Go home. Go home and tell your parents everything's gonna be okay.
Let's see what's gonna happen.
What if you could go back in time to take all those hours of pain and darkness and replace them with something better?
Okay, I mean, of course, I have a theory because who knows what that, because a lot of it they don't explain, obviously.
I saw even at the rap party, Jake Gyllenhaal and Seth Rogen was like, I don't understand what this movie actually means.
Yeah, of course, there's only theories. Like, I don't think there's like one way unless it's the writer that's like
Right.
correct. I don't think there's. Because I thought I had it figured out, but then I was confused. And then at the end, the shot of the Frank guy with all the candles in the drawing, I think that might have like
So it
been
looks
the missing piece for me. I think I get it now.
Okay, so what do you think?
So I think there is a being messing with him. And there could be a few different ways of going about this. Either he's imagining the being as his sister's friend Frank. That's like the image that it's taking or the form it's taking, or it's messing. I think it's messing with that other guy Frank also, and it's perhaps using him just like Jake. I wonder if that thing is messing with him too. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I don't think I think
Because he's
you're
making
talking
drawings
about
of
like
it.
the
And
he is Frank.
No, but I think there's a being.
I think it was Frank from that alternate universe channeling Donnie about what's going to happen. Or like I don't know what his purpose was of going back to Donnie.
Like something happened and his eye got cut out.
Yeah, like he shot, like they showed him when Donnie shot him, his eye, he shot him in his eye.
Oh, yeah.
So that was Frank from that universe coming to him from the future.
Yeah, okay. Because does Frank actually do anything bad? What's the purpose of cutting the school's water? What would have been the purpose of that?
When Donnie said, when he was walking the girl home, like, I'm glad school was flooded because then I wouldn't have met you or have walked you home and started dating you. So maybe that was like the thing for that. And then like with the whole burning of the house, they found out that the guy was a pedophile. And was there another thing he did?
I know, but I'm trying to think of the significance of them even knowing each other. Because Frank is the one that killed her in the first place. So if they hadn't have met, that she wouldn't have been with Jake at the end for him to.
Probably why Jake wanted to go back in time because
and not
he knew
know her, so she would live.
So she would live.
Okay. Or why was Frank wanting them to be together?
Like I don't think there's any real. I think the significance of it is
like
you need to know her here, so that she dies here, so that you know to go back to not know her, to die, and for her to live.
But Frank is the one that killed her.
He didn't mean to kill her.
But why didn't Frank talk to himself? Be like, hey, dude, don't drive your car.
That's just not how it works.
Or maybe like Jake Gyllenhaal's like crazy self is like able to see that stuff.
Right.
So it might just be, he might have been the only person who he could communicate with.
Right, exactly. Yeah. It's a lot to kind of think about and try to make an explanation of it.
But how did Frank know about all that stuff? Like time, how does he magically understand all that stuff? Like the other Frank.
Like the one that was
the creepy Frank
showing him or like showing up to him.
Yeah, how does he know about all that stuff? How does he like understand it if he's
I don't know, maybe when you die you just know stuff.
So he's dead, like his ghost or something?
In that time he died. So in the
like the one that was haunting Jake, that's like a future
that was
dead
a future
Frank.
Dead Frank within that universe or that path. And then that's why everyone was like waking up at the end because to me, it almost looked like they had all the same dream from Donnie dying. So they all kind of like knew something like happened.
I wonder what the purpose of that last shot of Frank sitting in his room with like the drawings and stuff.
That's probably just like a character he made up, like Frank himself made up.
Or his like designed for his Halloween costume.
Right, yeah. So then it must have been like his parent or his mom's plane, but it came from a different universe.
It was in the future, and then the turbine got sucked because that was when the world ends. So it was like the portal opening up, and the plane got sucked into the part of it got sucked into the portal and went back in time. The engine of it, or the turbine, or whatever.
Yeah. Like the engine went into that parallel. Like, it's so confusing.
Because then allegedly the world ends.
In here?
Because the sky opened up and that portal came out of the sky. And that's what caused the plane to crash.
To me, that kind of felt like when it says like the world will end, it meant like to Donnie. Because it was like circling his house.
Yeah, but how did the plane go back in time? How did that trigger?
So I think in that universe, the mom and the daughter got on the plane, and then the engine failed and went into another universe, and that's where it killed Donnie.
Yeah, but how did it get there?
Through like the little wormhole or whatever, yeah.
Yeah, but it looked like the portal was already there.
I don't know, it probably opened up, I don't know.
Yeah, that part they didn't really explain.
What did they explain in this movie? I honestly feel like we're just like
so I don't know
jibber jabber.
If we know if the plane crashed because of the wormhole or because it just failed and there just happened to be a wormhole there.
Like I think it was just like that just happened to the plane. I don't
like an anomaly.
Right, yeah. So
and
I guess
basically
like,
Frank was giving Jake the choice to either die or her die.
Right, yeah. Yeah.
When we watch Edge of Tomorrow, there's a first time, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's always a first time something happens, then it becomes a loop.
Mm-hmm.
So the first time this happened, Jake would have died because there would have been no one to go back in time to warn him about it yet. First time, how he would have died.
So that's why I think it's two different parallel universes.
You see what I'm saying?
There's one where he died and there's one that he didn't.
Because Frank wouldn't have known to save him if it hadn't have already happened.
This is what happens in the movie. There is a corruption in time, and at midnight on October 2nd, a tangent universe is created. The next 28 days are now set in this alternate reality. Shortly after the tangent universe starts, Frank wakes up Donnie and lures him out of the house. A few minutes later...
At what moment does it start? Say that again?
October 2nd at midnight.
Okay. Does something happen in the movie to signify that?
I think it just said it on the screen. That was when...
Oh, that's when he goes outside and sees him and he tells him 29 days or whatever, and he writes it on his arm.
Yeah.
Okay.
A few minutes later, a huge jet engine falls through a rip in time and lands in Donnie's bedroom. It is important to remember that the tangent universe is not created by the jet engine or Frank waking up Donnie. We are already within the tangent universe when both those events occur. Unfortunately, we never find out what caused the tangent universe to begin. It's just an unexplained phenomenon.
So you were right, like an anomaly.
Yeah. Yeah, basically it's two different universes, and the movie is set in that alternate universe.
And the thing that
he
showed
doesn't die.
And the one they showed at the end is the normal.
Is a normal one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it said that one can only last a few weeks. That's why he said 28 days, whatever, because it can't last beyond that because it's just like some anomaly.
So then who is Frank then? Who is Frank?
Let me see.
Because that doesn't explain who Frank is. Because what we were thinking about was Frank coming back from the future, but now
Okay.
Unless Frank. So it's not as much time travel as it is dimension hopping.
Yeah.
Well, kind of both.
Anyone connected to the living receiver, which is Donnie. Donnie's the living receiver in this. They say this person, the living receiver, is usually blessed with some supernatural power during their time in the tangent universe to help them with their quest. Anyone connected to the living receiver who dies in the tangent universe becomes manipulated dead. These people are very powerful and have the ability to move through time and talk to the living receiver through a fourth dimensional construct.
Okay.
They also have some knowledge of impending disaster and help guide the chosen one. Frank is killed in the tangent universe and therefore becomes one of the manipulated dead. He travels back in time and helps Donnie with his quest to return the artifact, which is the engine.
Well, that's I think that's the only explanation for that, because we don't really get. That's kind of a vague explanation. I think that's like the only explanation like that makes sense, and it's just like, sure, I guess. Whereas the parallel one, like everything lines up, every aspect of it lines up. That one's just like, okay, I guess so. The two dimensions. That sounds like that's probably it. Like that makes a lot of sense. That makes more sense than what I was trying to think about one universe and going just only doing time, only that one axis, I guess. But it's time and dimensions, and that was the missing link, I think, to what I was thinking. So that makes perfect sense, whereas that kind of makes. But I don't know what else it would be.
Right. I think that makes sense.
I think they just needed a creepy looking dude to freak us out. To be honest with you.
Maybe.
It could have been just they needed a creepy looking dude. Because if she'd come back, she wouldn't have been wearing that. She would have no reason to. He was wearing that because that's what he was wearing when he died. And they just needed something to creep us out. That very well could have been what it was. And they were definitely advertising it as, not like literally, but like they were portraying Frank as scary. No doubt.
Yeah.
So that helped with that. They even pitch shifted his voice to make him sound scary.
Right.
I think we would have to like wait a couple of days and then watch this again and probably pick up on a lot more. Or like have like a or another like perspective of it, because there's like it's like one of those things. It's like Dragon Ball where it's like all this time travel stuff and different things offset different things. It's kind of like that.
Yeah, I guess I gotta wrap my head around it. Yeah. But I mean, I kind of get the manipulated dead part in the different universes.
I get that. Yeah, I can get that. I still think Frank maybe wanted to save himself and her. And by showing him this, it broke that cycle, maybe, of this loop that keeps happening within the dimensions, or if there was one. Hold on, let me think about this, actually. Because I still think I don't understand the incentive of Frank to do what he did.
Maybe Frank knew the only way to stop this timeline. That was the only way to get back to the primary universe. Because if life is on like this path and then it suddenly goes.
But I think it's more so like this than it is like this, from what I was thinking. Because parallel universe means like this.
Well, it's not parallel, it's primary and tangent. So it's primary and then it offshoots.
So it's not parallel then?
Yeah, it's not.
Oh, I thought you were saying it was parallel.
Primary and tangent.
So it's like okay. So that changes things then.
Yeah, it's not parallel universe. There's one primary one and then it goes off on another branch. And you have to find a way to get back to the primary one. So the primary one would have been
Okay, that makes more sense. Because
Donnie.
You for a second you said tangent, but I like didn't click with me. That does make sense. Then you're right. You're right. Because then that makes perfect sense. What you're saying, because his incentive would be to get back on track again. So you're right. So it would have been him Jake choosing to go back and like die.
Yeah, he figured out that the only way to get
That
back
does
to
make sense.
the real
Okay.
one was to.
Because I was thinking it was like both of them happening simultaneously.
Well, that was before I read this and I said parallel, but.
Okay, that makes
primary
sense.
and tangent. I have this thought in my head. Maybe the explanation. I don't know, this might sound weird. Maybe the explanation lies within the movie itself and there's no real explanation to us. Like he just said, like, Roberto Sparrow had it all figured out, but like we don't get to see
exactly what
it is. It's just like the stuff being played out.
Yeah, I can see what you're saying.
So like maybe he doesn't even know what it really means. It's just like he's more so like he created just like the actions of it instead of like the explanation of it. All right. So that was Donnie Darko. Thank you so much for sticking with us. It was a long journey, long and confusing journey for sure. Now me and Austin are gonna go and kind of ruminate on this for the next couple of days. So thank you for watching. Make sure to hit that subscribe button, follow us on Instagram, follow us on Facebook, and I think we just want to say thank you to everyone who's been watching and following and commenting. It's been really fun and we're happy to make this for you guys. So have a good night and we'll see you next time. Peace.